Greetings to you all. Welcome to Class 9, Unit 3 poem On Killing a Tree, written by Give Patel. Book back exercise part 2. Dear children, already we have completed till page 77. Now we are going to do from listening section. Shall we start? Listen to the passage about Nammalvar, an environmental crusader from Tamil Nadu. As you listen, answer the following questions. The listening act can be repeated if required. On killing a tree. G section. Listen to the speech and complete the exercises that follow. Nammalvar was born in 1938 in Ilangadu, Tanjavur district, and he graduated from Annamalai University with a BSc in Agriculture in 1963. He began working for the Agricultural Regional Research Station, a government organization in Kovilpatti, as a scientist, conducting trials on spacing and use of various chemical fertilizers in cotton and millet crops. During his tenure there, the government had conducted various experiments in rain-fed land, using expensive inputs like hybrid seeds, chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides, which Nammalvar considered futile, as the farmers were resource poor. Based on his experience, he felt very strongly that it was imperative to totally reorient the research work being undertaken. But his peers in the institute paid little attention to his advice. Frustrated, he left the institute in 1969. For the next 10 years, he was an agronomist for Island of Peace, an organization founded by the Nobel laureate Dominic Perry. His focus was on improving the standard of living through agricultural developments in the Kalakkad block of Tirunelveli district, Tamil Nadu. It was at this time that he realized that to get optimal results in farming, farmers should rely only minimally on external inputs. All inputs should come from within the farm. So-called waste should be recycled and used as input. This revelation was a turning point in his life. He completely lost trust in conventional farming practices and began experimenting with sustainable agricultural methods. Vegetables have a short lifespan compared to the fruit crops. By making use of the modern technologies and inputs, their lifespan can perhaps be extended to say about a year. But if there is a simple method of growing vegetables throughout the year without any costly gadgets, modern technologies or costly inputs, it is definitely worth a try for the farmers. He advocated the bread sandwich method. In this method, once the soil is made ready and the suggested practices followed, one need not work on the soil for the second time. They can go on sowing and reaping all through the year. He always said it was no use trying to teach a farmer. Instead, one should make the farmer understand the issue. He never stopped learning from them himself and had become a vast repository of farming practices and knowledge that he shared with whoever was interested. He never pushed ideas down anyone's throat. Each farm is unique according to the farmer's understanding and the conditions. Nammalvar would say he would keep experimenting with what he learned from the farmers, refined his knowledge, and then gave it back to them. He often said, farming is not a way of producing crops to make money. It is a way of living, and a way of living that is possible even in the 21st century. He trained hundreds of farm youths as trainers and helped many farmers to be master trainers. All this without the support of the government. Okay, children, now you have listened. Now let's do the exercise. Fine. Okay, fill in the blanks. Fine. First question is, who is Nammalvar? What is the contribution to farmers and farming? So, what is the answer? Nammalvar is an agriculture scientist. He is against the use of costly chemical fertilizers. He is of the opinion that what we get from the soil can be used as fertilizer. This is his contribution to farmers and farming. Second one, in 1963, he worked for Dash as Dash. In 1963, he worked for the Agricultural Regional Research Station as a scientist. Third one, what was a turning point in the life of Nammalvar? His realization that the waste should be recycled and used as input was the turning point in his life. Fourth question, how is the bread sandwich method a boon to the farmer? In this method, once the soil is made ready for cultivation, they need not work on the soil for the second time. All through the year, they can go on sowing and reaping. Fifth question, pick out ideas from the passage to show that the learnt first and then shared with farmers. First, he experimented with the sustainable agricultural methods and then he shared his ideas with the farmers. Sixth question, explain in your own words the meaning of farming. Even in 21st century, farming should not be taken only to earn money out of that. It should be a way of living for the farmers. They should enjoy doing this. It can be done even in this country, though we have different professions to earn money now. Fine, children. Now, seventh question is, give the synonyms of rely and sustainable. Rely means depend or trust. Sustainable means maintainable. Eighth question, he never pushed ideas down anyone's throat means what? Your options are favored, compelled, opposed. So answer is B, compelled. It means திணிக்கிறது சரியா? Okay children, moving on to writing section. Based on reading the poem, complete the web chart given below. So you have web over here. Already have read the poem, no? You have a few things already written to create a new awareness in the minds of the people. Cutting a tree is an act of murder. Disapproval of mankind is failure to care for the earth. Now we'll do the remaining. Cutting a tree is an act of murder. To emphasize the importance of the root. To give importance to trees. To show how nature helps in the growth of trees. Fine children? Okay, moving on to the next question. I. Look at the two trees. One is a green flourishing tree and the other a brown withering tree. Now we can divide the class. The class will now be divided into two groups. Group A will list down the agents that support the tree's growth. Group B will list down those that prevent it. Once the groups are ready with the list, a few representatives from each group will write down the list on the blackboard. Shall we write? You can write on your own children what you did good and how you made the tree flourish or not. So you can tell, I will not break any branch of the tree. Another person will tell, I will supply manure to the trees. I will not fell a tree. It means I will not cut a tree. I will take care of the tree. I will pour water to help the growth of the trees. I will not jab the bark with a knife. I will make others aware of the importance of the trees. So like this, so many points you can write on your own. Like, I will nurture the trees. I will not kill a tree. I will grow trees. I will not let the trees dry. I will water the trees. I will fence the trees. I will not buy wooden things. I will plant more trees. I will not support the tree cutters. I will not allow anyone to cut the trees. Like that, you can write more. Fine, children? Okay. Moving on to J section, work in pairs. Create 3 slogans on saving trees. Actually, we can write even 100, okay? So, a few things we can write. Remember, when you write slogans, certain things you can write, like use catchy, meaningful phrases. Catchy, it means it should be attractive. Do not write complete sentences in non, preposition, conjunction and all, no need. Ensure that the words at the end rhyme. So it is best if it ends with rhyming words. Fine. Shall we write a few? Read this example. Save a tree, get oxygen for free. Don't cut trees rare. Keep them with care. If you cut a tree, you kill a life. If you save a tree, you save a life. If you plant a tree, you plant a life. Trees give good look. Don't destroy them for earth's look. Alright, we'll write some more. Save the tree and have the air fresh. Make not trees rare. Keep them with care. Trees on. Global warming gone. Okay? Save a tree to help us breathe. Trees, the lungs of the world. Killing trees is killing us. Trees are green gold. Cut the greed, not the green. Fine, children? Okay, like that you can write so many. Okay, now moving on to speaking section. K section. Deliver a short speech for about 5 minutes on the following. First one, imagine what will happen if all the trees in the earth disappear. Discuss with your friends and share it with your classmates. So imagine all the trees are gone. So slowly, gradually, one by one they cut, and what will happen? Okay, so when you're speaking, you can tell good morning, good afternoon, respected principal, all that. Then you can write, okay? Life could not exist on earth without trees because they produce most of the oxygen that humans and wildlife breathe in. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen using the process of photosynthesis. There would also be no rain without trees. Since trees absorb water from the soil and release it through evapotranspiration, water vapor released through evapotranspiration is the major mechanism by which air is re-moisturized. Forests act as a giant air filters for the world. Trees purify the air by absorbing pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, reducing pollution. Trees also help prevent topsoil erosion because they break the force of wind and rain on soil. Their roots bind the soil and their decayed, falling leaves are absorbed by the earth and enrich the soil. Trees conserve rainwater and reduce water runoff and sediment deposit after storms. Additionally, trees provide a supply of timber, seeds and fruits. Further, dead trees that fall and get buried in the soil eventually provide fossil fuels such as coal and petroleum products. Among other things, trees can also act as noise filters. Trees muffle urban clamor amongst as well as walls do. Trees planted at strategic locations can decrease loud noise from airports and highways. Fine, children. Actually, you can write on your words in a simple manner also, no problem. Now, moving on to second one. Think of a situation where all the trees can speak. What will they talk about? J.C. Bose, the great Indian scientist, has proved that trees have life as they do animals and humans. They feel and react but have no language or tongue to express their feelings. Only if they had the power of speech, they would express themselves in much the same way as we do. Leaves would say how they hate winter and predict their impending death. The trunks would boast to one another of their advanced age and experience. Fruits would tell stories about their childhood. Branches would talk about their visits they have had from their insects, birds, and animal friends. The spring would have sweet songs of welcome from them. The trees would also react to express their pain. They would say, ouch, if the leaves on the branches would prick. They would be found screaming with pain if we were cruel enough to break their twigs or branches. Their flowers would cry piteously when they were plucked off. And so would every leaf on each tree would smoke from nearby chemical factory were to blow continuously across it. There is no doubt that after being blessed with the power of speech, the trees would take off the joys of summer and the thrill they feel as the cool breeze blows through them. They would speak of the wonder of being alive with the multiple uses they provide to the living creatures, including men and women, birds and animals. They would too lavish to boast of their unity to living beings. Fine, children? Okay. Okay, now next one is, let us laugh together. How do trees access the internet? Okay, how will they access internet? They simply wave in or they simply lock in. The next one is, what will the tree do if the banks are closed? It will start its own branch. What type of trees fit in your hand? A palm tree. Fine, children? Dear children, here there is a parallel poem, okay? Read and enjoy. So just for understanding and for enjoying, hereby listen and then you can compose your own poem, okay? Advice from a tree. Dear friend, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect the light of a greater source. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living beings. Embrace with joy the changing seasons, for each yields its own abundance. The energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go of leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life, simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Be content with your natural beauty. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breezes. Be flexible. Remember your roots. Enjoy the view. Fine, children? Okay, so beautiful. Remember your roots. Fine? Okay, good. So I hope you understood. You can keep listening. You can think in a very different manner, in a very different angle also. Fine? Hope you understood. You can listen other exercises. Thank you.